All right, episode 2, ATD Baseball Podcast. Man, it feels good to be over here again. Um, Little different today. You had Kyle and Bobby who did an excellent job with episode 1. Now you've got myself and Matt. You're gonna hear from Bobby a little later, but it's Matt and I today.
Yes, sir. We got a lot to dive into. I'm looking forward to it. Been a little while since we were on the mics for a podcast, so
Yeah, I think I'm a little rusty. Forget how to do this.
yeah, honestly. But
So we got canceled for a second.
yeah, too many Jackie Robinson jokes, I guess. But
Yeah, I guess they all caught up. All those Tim Anderson stuff caught up eventually.
let's dive into it. I'll let you go for it because you're a little closer to the situation. But A's bought some land in Las Vegas officially, and it looks like they might be moving. What do you think about this?
I mean, I'll just come right out and say it. Um, Las Vegas is probably my second favorite city besides LA. I've always told my parents this that if I wanted to live anywhere else, probably would be in Vegas. I would love to have a house in like on the Strip or somewhere near downtown, but um
Wow.
yeah, we're starting off just like that. But I mean, it sucks for Oakland because listen, they're gonna lose now what, 3 teams in a matter of 10 years. But
Yeah.
I mean, Vegas is not a bad place to go to.
No, I don't think so. And I think I'm in the minority here that I think it's a good move. I think a lot of people don't like this move for baseball, but I don't know. Listen, it's clear that the fans weren't showing up and they're all claiming it's because the ownership isn't putting money in the team, which ownership clearly isn't putting money in the team. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, I feel like fans should be showing up somewhat anyway. I don't know. I'm hoping they stick with the team because from what I hear, they're a pretty passionate fan base.
Yeah, and it seems like the A's have enough money to go buy land in Vegas, but they don't have enough money to support their own ball club. But
Yeah, to not even field a good team or to bring back Matt Olson or keep
no,
Sean Murphy, any of that. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's. I think once they get over there, I think it'll be. I like the move. I just it sucks that Oakland's losing their team because I was listening to Matt and Kyle a couple days ago. They mentioned, and I'm glad they did. They said that they do have a rich history. I think it was Kyle who said it. The A's have a rich history in that city, and he's 100% correct. I know they haven't really been good the last couple of years, but they weren't that far off from being a really good baseball team. But
No, and they're one of the more, and if you said this to a modern fan, they probably would disagree, but they're one of the more cornerstone franchises of the league. They've been around for a while. They have those marquee players, they have championships. So it's going to be a little weird to see them move, but I think it's good for baseball as a whole, especially to get Las Vegas in on Major League Baseball. I think it's going to be huge.
yeah, and when the Golden Knights switching to hockey, when the NHL said that they were going to Vegas, it was the same thing. A lot of fans were like, I don't know. Vegas could be kind of iffy, but it's a gamble and it paid off. Now the NHL was the first sport to get into Vegas, and now the other leagues are following suit. The Raiders are in Oakland now. The A's are going to be there soon. The NBA is probably going to get a team soon before we know it. So this is just baseball following suit. Las Vegas is a hot spot right now for professional sports. They're going to have other events too. They're having a Super Bowl next year, which, Jesus, that's going to be a madhouse. Forget
Yeah.
that. But um, yeah, they're going to have a whole bunch of stuff coming up in the next 10 years, and I'm very interested to see if Oakland fans are gonna one still support the team when they get to Vegas because I mean Oakland to Vegas, it is a long trip, a long drive at least, but You're not that far. I mean, you're not crazy far. You're just the next state over, but
Yeah, it's not quite St. Louis to LA or like that far for the Rams, but I don't know. Do you think, to me, this is an obvious yes, but do you think they rebrand the team, rename it, New Jersey, new colors, everything? To me, I think they definitely should, but it's sort of tough to leave behind such an old franchise name like that.
I think they would. I mean, if you're going to Vegas, wouldn't you want to start fresh?
Yeah.
I know the Raiders didn't do that, and I'm glad they didn't because that would have been a huge problem. But I don't know. I really don't know. I'm interested to see that in the coming future. I mean, if you really had to, I'm leaning towards keep it the way it is. Just keep the Oakland A's, but or Las Vegas A's now, I guess. But I would be open to see them kind of rebrand, see what kind of ideas they could come up with. But
I'm sort of leaning towards they got to buy into the whole black jersey themes for Las Vegas. You know, with the Kings there, or not the Kings. I'm sorry, the Golden Knights,
hey,
and
don't get our teams.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and the Raiders. Which
Yeah.
I mean, the Raiders already had the black, which worked out good, but the black and silver, I feel like the green and yellow, which are very nice jerseys, but I feel like they kind of be out of place there in Oakland, or not in Oakland. Geez, in Las Vegas.
Uh, Yeah, I think I would like to see that. I think you can pull that off. You could
There's
do
not
like
really. There's not any MLB teams with black jerseys.
I mean, the Rockies sometimes wear black.
No, okay.
Rockies, Mets, but
That's
they don't wear them
only
every night. That's like on Fridays or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
So
I don't
they could
know.
jump on it.
Yeah. I think we got to put something out asking about team names too. Get see what some of the followers think about team names,
I would love to hear other suggestions. I mean, other than the Golden Knights and the Aces,
which
it's the same
sucks.
thing. Yeah, I
Aces
mean,
would be awesome, but
yeah, that's what my dad wanted the Golden Knights to be called, the
hmm,
Aces. But that's another story for here or there. But good for Las Vegas. I mean, listen, they're fully transforming into a sports town, which is good. And like I said earlier, I love Vegas. I that's a hot spot for me, especially now that I'm getting older. I can kind of gamble some money on these teams and on these
yep,
games.
yep,
It's becoming more appealing, but I could definitely see myself just being out here on the West Coast. I could see myself driving to Vegas and going to see an A's game. I don't see why not for a
yeah,
weekend.
yeah. That'd be nice. It's such a like it would fit in perfect with all the attractions out there, all the sports books, all the casinos. You know, just everything that's out there. I think a baseball stadium fits that. Honestly, I think it does, especially with the way that baseball's changed now. So,
Yeah, and the way the map has, and the way the stadium is going to be built, and they showed overhead map of it. It's you have T-Mobile Arena where the Golden Knights play, and then on the other side of the freeway you have Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders are, and then just literally right down the block, it's where this new stadium is going to be built. So it's all going to be right there.
yeah, I think that's the way to do it now with building new stadiums too. But
Yeah, just like the Phillies, just like Philadelphia. Do it like
exactly,
that.
exactly.
All right,
We'll
I
stay.
guess.
It's a good transition to
Yeah,
the NL East. Perfect. Uh,
exactly. Perfect.
Max Scherzer caught with the sticky stuff? Question mark. I don't know. Was it sticky stuff? Was it sweat and rosin?
I think Scherzer's telling the truth. I don't think he's BSing anybody. I really believe that it was just Rosalind and Sweat, and they got on his glove and they caught him with it. And didn't Scherzer say, I think, didn't he say that he washed it off or something like that? Or
That's
he
what I
washed his
heard.
hands or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
I believe him. I was working yesterday, and I think this happened in the fourth inning, and I was like, well, why are they taking so long? Why is the commercial break, or why are they still playing music? Like, shouldn't the inning be started already? And I had no idea until I looked down at my phone and I saw a tweet that saying Scherzer just got tossed. I was like, what? And
yeah,
then once I heard it was the sticky stuff, I was like, oh.
yeah. it's kind of crazy because he was one of the guys who came out. He came out when the MLB first started cracking down. He had something to say about it, and then he gets caught. Whether it is actual sweat and rosin or I'm not gonna say spider tack, but something like that, I guess you would say. But he really seemed adamant that it was not that it was just sweat and rosin. Like the phrase he used, like he's swearing on his kids that it was sweat and rosin, and out there saying he had to be an idiot to be doing that in the fourth inning because apparently he knew a check was coming from the way
Yeah,
he made it sound. So like he's not that stupid to just be going out there and putting substances on and then knowing a check is going to be coming.
when I first heard that Scherzer was gonna pitch this series in LA, the last thing I would have expected was to be defending him after it. Because listen, I have a history with Scherzer now in the last 2 years of I'll never forgive him for his dead arm. And shout out to David Vassay for asking him that question on Monday. We're never. I think we're the two guys that are never gonna live that down. We're never gonna forgive him for that, for not going out there team when your season was on the line and then letting Bueller go out there. Then he was out for 2 years. It's just the whole. Everybody knows the story, but I'm with Max Scherzer on this one. The news did break before we press the record button that he is suspended for 10 games.
Basically, it's an automatic suspension if you get thrown out, if you get caught for sticky stuff. They don't even take a second look at it. They just believe the ump, who in this case, Phil Cuzzy, he's been the guy who's thrown out he's the guy who's got all three ejections so far. So this guy, he's got a thing for the sticky stuff, it seems like. Maybe he just likes
Yeah,
feeling up on the pitcher's hands. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, but
I don't know. I mean, I see him very touchy with these pitchers. I don't know. But I mean, going to the suspension thing, how does that work? Because I know Scherzer's a starting pitcher. I mean, 10 days, what is he missing? Two starts?
I mean, for an old guy like him, it could be kind of nice, give him a nice little refresh so he's not hitting that dead arm by the end of the season. It could be useful for him to rebound, just give him a little break, even though he's only like probably three starts into the season anyway. But
Yeah, and then he has to pitch every start because you're a big guy you signed in the off season. Justin Verlander hasn't even stepped on the mound yet for this team.
yeah,
So it doesn't help that you're already asking a guy who has a ton of mileage on his arm, hey dude, we're missing our key signing in the offseason, so we kind of need you to go out there every fifth day and pitch. So yeah, like you said, I like it. It's 10. Maybe these 10 days are gonna be nice for him. When he
yeah.
comes back, he's just gonna shove for the rest of the season.
We're gonna have Bobby hop on here real quick. He wants to talk a little about Melo's guy Fernando Tatis's return and a little bit
Definitely.
about Melo or not Melo's Juan Soto's struggles to start the year. So let's bring
I
Bobby
like
in
that.
now.
All right, here he is,
What's up?
Bobby,
I
Boss
made it.
man.
our
Yeah.
fearless leader.
Yeah, I made it. I made it. So
This guy
yeah.
just shows up when he wants.
What a bum.
No, this was you guys were running this tonight, but I wanted to talk about I know Mello is dying to talk about this too, and I'm sorry that I have to take this from him.
It's okay.
But the San Diego Padres, there's a lot to talk about with them.
Yeah, they suck.
Well, yeah, that. And
I mean, listen, my team does too, so I'm not
right.
gonna go too crazy with that.
D-backs are running away with that division. But
Oh
anyway,
yeah, it's over.
that's not why I'm talking.
Talk about them a little later.
Fernando Tatis Jr. comes back tonight. We're recording on Thursday. Yes, today's Thursday.
Ooh.
I'm excited. I'm just going to talk about this for a minute. I'm really excited for that. He was playing on rookie mode in AAA in his little during his suspension, which still doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, I'm really excited for that. I think him coming back after last year being gone is just going to provide a huge spark for the Padres. I hope at least. Just because the excitement that he brings, obviously, and if he comes back, if he hits a home run tonight, I think the Padres, they're just going to keep rolling. He's going to bring the energy. And I think someone who's going to help or benefit from Tatis coming back is Soto.
Hopefully, he needs it.
Yeah, it's rough. I don't know. I wish I had the exact numbers, but his numbers even last year with the Padres, they were not good. Juan Soto-esque. Like his on base, of course he's going to continue to walk. But last year it wasn't great with the Padres, and this year it's even worse. It's batting below 200. Um, he doesn't like the pitch clock. Could that be something that's affecting his stats? It could be. He was talking about how he can't play mind games anymore, which is kind of funny that he says that. I know, Melo, you're dying to say something about that.
I mean, I like Soto. I know he does all this crazy stuff, but
Yeah.
I think it's concerning that he's got off to the slow start, and with the shift now being gone, wasn't that supposed to help left-handed hitters?
Hmm.
Hey, the right side, there's like that middle or that corner third baseman's not there anymore.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, uh, like I said from the beginning, pressure's not on us this year. So
Yeah.
this is on San Diego. This is on you guys. Now, you guys wanted a seat at the table. You guys wanted to be with the big boys. This is the big boy stuff you have to deal with. Soto's not playing well. Tatis is coming back tonight. You've underperformed the first 2 weeks of the season. Welcome to the big leagues, San Diego. This is what you have to deal with. So figure it out for yourselves. Not my problem. So
That's fantastic. But no, I think Tatis is going to bring the spark to San Diego. I really do. Oh my God, did you just see that? There's a bug right behind Matt's wall.
Yeah, I think that was
yeah,
a
there was.
fly.
That was so scary. But no, I really do think that Tatis is he's gonna do something big tonight to really be the spark for San Diego to turn things around. Now,
Is
what do
he
you think?
also gonna bring
Oh,
some needles to Petco Park too, or no?
no, he's getting what was it, a haircut? Or was it a haircut that he
No,
got?
no, it was a ringworm, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. But wasn't it from a haircut or something? Is
I
that what it
don't
was?
know.
Or maybe not. Maybe I just made that up. But yeah, maybe he's gonna spread ringworm to everyone. Could happen. But Matt, what do you think? Padres stuff?
I'm thinking that he's gonna make a big impact on this team, and honestly, I'm extremely excited to see him start playing again in the major leagues. Obviously, minor leagues, his little stint down there was insane, and that's only it's a small portion, but it's also like it's obviously it's minor league, so it's not the same. But this guy's numbers, don't forget what he did do when he was last playing, which was, I think I heard it's over 500 days since he played a major league game, which is that's insane. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's been that long, but anyway, I feel like he's going to be, like you said, the spark, and definitely, could I say, make a case for NL MVP?
Tatis?
Yes.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it. The only thing is, I don't know if the voters would vote for him.
But they know, I mean, this is all hypothetical, but like he would obviously be clean.
Yeah,
I
but they're
think they
so
would.
petty. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Who
The
knows what
baseball
those?
writers are so petty. So,
Yeah, who knows?
but
But
honestly, I think he could have an MVP type campaign.
yeah, that's for sure. I 100% agree. And we know the potential that San Diego has in this lineup. Tatis, Machado, Juan Soto, Xander Bogaerts in the same lineup together. And right now, Machado's not really hitting either. But imagine all four of those guys get on a roll. I don't, there's not a better four in any lineup in baseball.
No,
It's
No.
scary. It's scary the potential the Padres have, but they just
those
need to do it.
those are four legit superstars right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like no other team. Some teams maybe have two or three.
Yeah.
Dodgers last year legitimately had three, if you count the starting pitcher, probably.
Mm-hmm.
So most other teams, though, like Phillies, they got two.
Yeah.
So Yankees, They got two and
Yeah,
a half, maybe. But
yeah.
four is insane, and that can easily lead a team to playoffs, beat the Dodgers again in the playoffs.
I mean, listen, it's just, I've been hearing the same crap for 10 years. The famous word that is always used with San Diego is potential. Potential. But I never see any results.
But it's never been like this though.
Not
This
like
is this has
this.
been the most hyped up or the highest potential a Padres team has had in who knows how long. Maybe almost ever. You know?
Yeah.
Like the amount of star power that is on this team, they should really be a World Series. Like, they're a World Series contender with the roster that they have, but they just need to perform, and they haven't so far. But I think the Tatis entering back with the Padres hopefully picks Juan Soto up. They all get like their swag back together. I just think it's a recipe for success.
Yeah,
Tatis
just
is homering tonight, Thursday night. Tatis homering second at bat.
I'll give you $20 if that happens.
Okay.
We have a deal.
Sounds good.
Give me 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. No, I'm just kidding. No, he'll I think he'll get a couple knocks and stuff. Come on, let's see.
Of course. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I wouldn't be too worried. Maybe we'll check in like a couple more weeks on Juan Soto. And if he's still like this, then I think that's very concerning. But right now, I think I'm not too worried yet. We'll see.
I don't
I
know. When you
mean,
compound it on top of last year's season ending, though, that's a little tough.
Yeah,
and
I
there was no
know.
pitch clock last year.
That is true. I don't know. He can't do the Soto shuffle anymore. I think that's what's throwing him off.
Yes, you can. He can still do that.
I don't know.
He can do it before the catcher throws the ball back to the
He just
pitcher
has
and
to
the
speed
clock
it
starts
up.
rolling. Yeah, you know, leave grabbing your crotch out of it and just do the shuffle.
Yeah, go teach him how to do it. The new way to do it,
Oh
man.
yeah, definitely. I'll drive down to San Diego and show him how to do it.
Perfect. Sounds good. All right. Well, that's all I got. Go Padres. Go Tatis.
Whoa.
Yeah. Soto, Tatis, they're all homering tonight, Melo. NL West champions.
Oh my God. You're
All
gonna
right,
continue
thanks.
to do that?
All right,
Wow.
see
Okay.
ya.
All right.
All right. See you, Bobby.
Let's go Rays.
See ya.
All right. Thanks to Bobby for hopping on for a little bit there. I mean, honestly, sounds like he's just really rooting for the Padres. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I might send him a Tatis jersey or something.
He might like that. Let's move on. As MLB, everybody knows MLB likes to experiment with new rules here, and they have a whole league dedicated to it. Basically, Atlantic League. I'm lucky enough that it's somewhat in my area. There's two teams that are within 2 hours about of where I live. York Revolution, I think the York Revolution are part of it, and Lancaster Barnstormers. I think at least one of those two teams are. I actually have an Atlantic League ball that I caught at one of those games before, so like that for me. But
Nice.
anyway, they're testing some new rules again. This is where the pitch clock was originally tested, robo umps. But now they're getting into some different things. So, first one here, designated runner, in which there would be a guy who is basically he's part of your, I guess you would say part of your lineup for that day. He'd be like, now that we have the DH, the starting pitcher's listed in the lineup, even though he's not hitting. So you'd have your designated hitter, and he can run for anybody at any point during the game on the field or on the base pass, obviously. But that person who got ran for isn't out of the game. They still hit their next time around. They still go out to the field. It's just this guy does all the running for them. You can sub him in. From what I understand, you can sub him in for more than one person. Maybe no, I think I'm right about that. So basically, if you got a slow guy, you're just going to take him out after he gets a hit. What are your thoughts on this, Melo?
So I, you know, I can kind of buy into it. I can buy into it. Now I wish they would put a limit on it. That's if I don't, you shouldn't have unlimited things like in that situation. I don't think you should, but I mean, if you got like Daniel Vogelback coming in like to hit in the ninth inning and you're down a run, I don't think you wanted him running the base pads. So I can definitely see that where you put a designated runner or something like that. But I can deal with it, but you do have to put a limit on it though.
And there could be, I'm not 100% sure. I could be totally wrong that you can use them however many times you want. So I guess I shouldn't go out and putting that out there. I don't know for sure, but I think my opinion is I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it because like you're just doing so much to alter the game at this point. Like you already got somebody, which I love the DH. Trust me, that makes perfect sense. The pitcher shouldn't have to hit. But when you're getting a guy who's doing the running for you on the base paths, so then if you're subbing him in for your DH is literally only hitting the whole game. So that eliminates two of the three, whatever you say, parts of the game for a hitter. If the DH gets pinch ran for or designated ran for, he's not in the field, and then he's also not on the base paths at all. So I mean, for a guy like Giancarlo Stanton or like you said, Vogelbach, any of the DHs who might not be as fast, I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but like you're totally eliminating another part of the game on the base paths, and that's where like some players can provide a lot of value, and some players that's maybe why you are more hesitant to not have them in the lineup or not have them on your team because you know that they're a liability on the base paths.
Yeah, and it just kind of talking this out a little bit. It seems like you're not going to use it. You're just going to use it for like your DH or something. Like you're not using it on Trey Turner. You're not using it on Mookie Betts. You're not using it on guys like that. Um, but let me play this scenario out for you. Let's just say, let's say Mookie Betts gets a base hit, just a normal routine base hit. But while he's running to first base, he pulls his hamstring or something like that. Wouldn't you want the DA, the designated runner, to come in for Mookie and not run that time?
Yeah,
Something like
you
that. At least have that option.
you would. I mean, and right now you can pinch run for them, which is that I'm this might be embarrassing, but like if you let's say you put James Outman off the bench to pinch run for Mookie Betts, then he has to take Mookie's spot in the outfield then too, right?
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But so I like the pinch runner just the way it is. That's just my opinion. I get where you're coming from completely, and it would probably just be injury replacement or something at that point. They wouldn't even necessarily label it as a pinch runner, but I don't know. And I'm not like a baseball purist or anything like that because I'm in favor of the pitch clock. I'm just not sure that this is the another step that Major League Baseball needs to take to alter the game.
Yeah, I could see that. And what's the next thing they're gonna allow? They're gonna allow the starting pitcher to come back in and finish the ninth inning. Well, what are
Yeah.
they gonna do that next?
Yeah,
Seems
I
like
don't
they would
know.
try it.
Well, yeah. I guess it's good they're doing it in the Atlantic League, a league that from what I understand, I don't think they're affiliated with any major league teams anyway, so it literally has no out effect on any major league squads. So it's good that they have an experimental league like this. Um, but like you said, just said about starting pitchers, the other major rule that they're testing here is what's called the double hook DH, which
Now this is a
is
load of crap.
yeah, I don't like this one. If the starting pitcher doesn't make it out of the fifth inning, then the team loses their DH spot, and the pitcher will have to hit when it's his spot up in the lineup. or you have to substitute for him like a pinch hitter. I'm with you. I don't like this one bit.
So, so what happens when a starting pitcher gets lit up? He just has a bad day, or he's tipping his pitches. Can't get out of the fifth inning. That's it. You're just gonna cut off their DH. Why are we rewarding? I'm trying to figure out how to way to say it. Why are we? I'm guessing why are we crucifying starting pitchers? Why are we doing that? I can see why it could be in a reward for the offense. Hey, look, we knocked their starter out after 5 innings. But in this day of baseball, and even my own damn manager, starters are not going 5 innings anymore. They're not.
And I guess that's part of the reason they want to implement this is because the starters are a big part of the game, like in the fact that, well, the opener took over for a little bit there where guys throw an inning, then come out of the game, and then basically your de facto starter comes in. But like you said, starters aren't throwing this many innings anymore, and teams have only been throwing like 4 innings from a starter, maybe five, and pulling them, even if they are pitching good or pitching okay. But I don't think this is the right way to go about getting your starting pitchers to pitch more. You're just adding too many. Like, this is too it's not that complex, but like if you're explaining the rules of baseball to somebody who's just watching a game, you want to try and explain this to a new fan?
Yeah, and what happens when Tony Gonsolin comes back to this team and his very first outing, he's not very sharp and he has a high pitch count and he didn't even make it out of the fifth inning. We're gonna punish the Dodgers for that because this is his first start of the season and he may not be in sync. And this would also be like in the NFL where let's say, okay, the quarterback throws 2 interceptions in one half. That's it. He's done. You can't play anymore. You got to bring in your backup.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
I don't like it. And another thing I don't like about this. So what if your pitcher after 4 innings, he comes back in from the fourth inning, he says to your manager, he says, I have a little arm discomfort out there. Oh, the manager, well, he definitely wants his DH in because he would
Get
much
your ass
rather
back
have
out there.
Giancarlo Stanton hitting for Garrett Cole than Garrett Cole taking an at bat. So listen, is the manager going to be tempted to throw the guy back out there? You'll be all right for one more inning. There are managers who would definitely do that. So are we sacrificing pitcher health then at this point too to get a DH?
Exactly. And what was the whole point of getting the universal DH in the first place?
Yeah. You and me, we've only had it
Don't do it,
for
MLB.
like 2 years now. This will
Yeah,
be the
this
second
is
full
yeah,
season.
yeah, because they had it in 2020, but that officially wasn't like universal yet, technically.
Yeah.
And then yeah, so yeah, this is still brand new to us. Like I know Bobby and Kyle, they've grown up with it. This is new to us. Don't take it
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. I don't like
I
it.
had
I don't like
I
either
had
of
to deal
these.
with guys like Rich Hill and Kenta Maeda getting in that bat and strike it out at 3 pitches.
Yeah.
Don't take it away from me.
Yeah. I don't like them.
Me either. I would think that Kyle and Bobby would be the same. They're good baseball people too. I think they'd be on the right side of this.
Yeah, especially I especially think Kyle definitely wouldn't like it, but let's just see what they say then.
Yeah. Imagine a postseason game. Your starter gets lit up,
Yeah.
you're down in the series, and you need to win this game, and then your starter doesn't have it, and then he gets lit up, and that's your season. Because you have
Yeah.
to either pinch hit for the pitcher every single time, or you're gonna have to keep him out there.
Yeah. Now,
Don't
don't get
do
me
it.
wrong. Pitchers hitting can be very entertaining, whether it's striking out on 3 pitches, leaving the bat on your shoulder for 3 consecutive pitches, or in a Mad Bum case, hitting some home runs occasionally.
Yeah, and you could be as lucky as Bartolo Colon and just taking a hack at it and you run into one.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I don't know. Not a fan, but we don't have all day to complain about it. So we'll move on to a team in your division. I wanna ask you this, and I'll answer it then too. Whose hot start do you feel is more real to start the season? The D-backs or the Texas Rangers?
So, I really want to say the Diamondbacks. I really want to say it, but I'm gonna have to go with the Texas Rangers just because I think Arizona is, I think, a year or two ahead of schedule. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm happy for Arizona because there was a couple of years in the past where there was no light at the end of the tunnel. This franchise didn't know what direction it was going in. They had just missed out. They had made a couple. They made a division series and they made a wild card. And then after that, it was like, all right, well, what happens now? All these guys are leaving. These guys are going different places. What's happening? Now it seems like the light is the end of the tunnel, and they have young guys that they're starting to build around, which I like. I really do. But I'm gonna go with the Rangers, just because we did this in over-unders. That number was very high for a team that did not look good last year. So this is, I think it's the Rangers, just because this is this is what Vegas kind of had them doing, being a better team, and it's nice to see that they're off to a nice start in a division where the Astros haven't. They've gone off to a slow start this year.
Yeah, and as much as it pains me because I would love to say the D-backs too. Like you said, a year ahead of schedule is probably about right. These guys are still young. All the stars on their team, Corbin Carroll, the other guys that Gabriel Moreno, the guys that they've brought up. The Rangers, on the other hand, they have some established stars already: Marcus Semien and Corey Seager and Jacob DeGrom, as long as he can stay healthy. But all the guys that they have, for the most part, they have a few young stars, but they also have the superstars who are in their prime, so to say, right now. Whereas the D-backs, that's not quite the case. They don't quite have the stars or superstars in their prime yet. They're a little bit early for that. So maybe it will be a matter of them slowing down to start once we get like halfway through the year or so. But I don't know. I like this Rangers team, and I do like watching this D-backs team. If I'm looking for a game to just turn on and the Diamondbacks are on, I will probably watch them. It's fun to watch them steal. They steal a lot of bases.
Yes, they do.
So yeah, I don't know. But you scared of the Diamondbacks as they're
Oh,
first in your
definitely.
division right now? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they can definitely play spoiler and keep. They can be a problem for San Diego and the Dodgers, who are trying to, get to the postseason. But like you said a minute ago, I think the way the Diamondbacks are playing, they're a young team. That stuff will balance out. I mean, if you're, you know, somebody making the decisions for the Texas Rangers, are you saying to yourself right now, wow, this is amazing. We're off to this great start. Who expected that? Or are you saying to yourself, yeah, this is exactly what we're supposed to be doing. I put this team together. The pieces are in place. This is what we should be doing. So that's why I'm saying the Rangers, just because it seems like they're finally starting to get it together this year.
Yeah, exactly. They're living up to expectations versus the Diamondbacks, who are exceeding expectations basically. And like you said, Vegas had it. Their general manager probably had it. And us fans had it pretty much. Like, we weren't taking way over on the Diamondbacks. I didn't predict their win total to be ceiling of 90 wins. I did say that for the Rangers. But yeah, I don't know. I like both these squads so far this season.
Um, yeah, kind of another team too that has kind of impressed me a little bit. Now I know they're gonna balance it out right now. They're gonna balance it out in a couple weeks, but I'm gonna show some love to the Pittsburgh Pirates. They've been they're fun to watch, man. I found myself watching a couple Pirate games, that's cool. I'm happy for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a good squad. Exciting pieces. Good to see Kutch back. And then Jack Suwinski. He's had a couple, I think he's had more than one multi home run day. He's at least been popping off a little bit here and there. Just, yeah, it's good to see Brian Reynolds, MVP candidate basically for this part of the season. Um, and I think that was actually, because I was going to forget about this too. Some of the questions. For we had to put out some
Yeah.
questions on our Instagram story, and one of them here, who are the top MVP runners right now? For the National League, Brian Reynolds would have a solid case so far. A couple other guys that are coming to mind, probably Acuna, um, Marcus Stroman. I mean, it's hard for a pitcher to win Cy Young, but Marcus Stroman's been off to a really hot start. I'm not sure he's
Um,
given up a run yet.
and speaking of Stroman in the American League, Garrett Cole is off to a pretty good start.
Yeah,
Cy Young, and he can definitely get he could definitely be in the conversation for the MVP right now. I know it's very early, and we'll see how he continues to pitch, but 2 weeks in, Garrett Cole looks pretty good.
yeah, Kermit, gotta love it.
Hermit, yeah, exactly.
You have a question we want to answer here too, then?
This is from Jova, I think Jova 15.
Yeah,
He wants to know favorite stadium? Question mark. You guys are such an inspiration. My YouTube is uh JS Sports, and I love you guys YouTube and IG. We appreciate that. Thank you. We will give you that little plug there. So we appreciate that.
yeah, shout out.
Shout out. Matt, you want to answer first?
Favorite stadium, PNC. It's beautiful. I've been there. It's gorgeous. I mean, I would love to say Citizens Bank, but that's way too much of a homer pick for me. So, but no, PNC is gorgeous. Looking out over the bridge there in center left field, and then just a very, very beautiful park all around. The one thing the Pirates do have going for them. I mean, this season they're off to a good start, but before that, this is the one thing that the Pirates had going for.
Man, we were just praising the Padres. I mean, the Pirates 5 minutes ago, and
Yeah, yeah.
wow. I mean, in fairness, I haven't been to many stadiums. I've been to San Diego. That's very nice. I've been to Arizona. It's another nice one.
Yeah. Angels.
Angels.
They got
It's a
great
nice.
hot dogs there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, disgusting. Um, damn it, man. I really don't want to say Dodger Stadium just because I don't want to be that homer guy. But it is really hard to pick against it. Now listen, parking and everything, getting in and getting out is a pain in the ass. I completely understand that. Something about Dodger Stadium, man. Just looking, when you look behind the scoreboards, you see the beautiful San Gabriel Mountains. It's tough to beat it, man. I understand PNC does their thing. San Francisco is definitely up there, but Dodger Stadium's pretty nice. I know for many people it's probably in their middle tier, but to me, it's one of the best stadiums in baseball. But
That's fair. I mean, yeah, it is beautiful, and I feel like it's pretty polarizing. Either people say, like you said, it's very mid, or people really love it a lot. So got to get out there and
yeah,
see it one day.
yes, you do. And just a little side thing for people who have never been to Dodger Stadium before. If you ever get the chance to do so, do it. Um, and just a little piece of advice, if you go up to the top deck and you go to the left-hand side, so you're gonna be way at the top. Believe me, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, this is very very long way from home plate." Yes. But if you go to the top deck, you go to the left-hand side of the top deck and you look out into the mountains, I'm not joking when I say this, you can see the Hollywood sign from there. Seriously. It is
Wow.
amazing. You can. You go up to that top deck, you can see everything. You can see the skyline of Los Angeles. You can see the Hollywood sign. You can see the Hollywood buildings. And on a very clear day, you can see Long Beach, which that's rare, but on a good day, you can see Long Beach. But the main point is you can see the Hollywood sign from there. So I thought that's pretty cool to me.
Wow. Yeah, I doubt a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people get to explore Dodger Stadium on the day to day like you do.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I have time to just walk around and remind myself what a beautiful park it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
The home of your seven-time world champion, Los Angeles
All
Dodgers,
right.
I
Yep. Yep. As bad as Yankees fans.
mean. Exactly.
But yeah, I
Uh,
think that'll probably do it for us today. Unless you got
I
any closing thoughts.
I got no closing thoughts. Dodgers, you're kind of worrying me right now, but I'm gonna hope and pray that this gets figured out. Uh, kind of not liking the way the season started.
I mean, hey, we're in the same boat here, Phillies. I chimed in a little bit last week saying they need to figure it out. They still got work to do. I mean, obviously injury's been tough for them, but um looking forward to catching a game of the Phillies on Sunday. And if you guys are looking to catch a game, check out SeatGeek. Promo code
Yeah.
ATD. Company man right here. So,
Yes. Always looking
yep.
out.
Yep. Save you guys a couple bucks. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. That'll do it for episode 2.